What is up, SmackNPie here, and as promised, your boy is here early doing the analysis and breakdown. If you haven't watched it already, boys, do I even have to tell you to watch the reaction? But with all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump straight into the video without wasting any more time. Let us begin. So I went around and I made a brightened trailer for Teaser 02, and it actually reveals far more than what meets the eye at the first look. Even if you look at it by a couple of times, unless until you see all the things that is in that trailer hiding under our plain sight. Ugh. So the teaser starts off, and by the way, can I just say, Barely Buried is single-handedly now has become one of the most anticipated levels in all of Dark Deception, and one of the most anticipated game thingy in indie game section for a while now. So good job, Barely Buried. But it started off with the gameplay in the cave. Now, off the back, you might notice the quality. Now you guys gonna be like, okay, Smack, you were right. Galactic Entertainment, you're justifying the time you're taking to make this thing. So that is number one. But number two, you can see why we don't need a flashlight. Y'all remember a long time ago, we made a video on the flashlight. Then someone asked in the Q&A, and it was revealed that no, you're not gonna need flashlight. And now it has been revealed. Doesn't it feel good? Such a long journey. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, 2 years, and everything is coming together. And you can see it is well lit. Don't take this for granted. This cave is well lit. This is Mama Bear's cave, but you can see the quality of this cave, the textures. And you guys might be like, okay, Smack, this still does not look as good. Well, it's because it's a teaser, and Vincent Livings does this a lot on purpose. He doesn't want to show anything specifically or explicitly. That is why we are in this situation. Usually he just doesn't show so that people can experience it when the game actually drops. So that is number one. Number two, there was a lamp floating. That's all I'm gonna say for that part. But you might have noticed another thing, that this area doesn't have shards. I have two theories. Number one, that this is the introduction, which I'll get to in just a second. And number two, this is Vince messing with the Unreal Engine editor. He made those no context screenshots by messing with the UE editor, so that could be the same thing here, or it is just the introduction. We're just entering, which would actually connect this with another teaser that is coming in just a second. And you can see how big this cave really is. Dang, that means a lot more tougher to handle and navigate around them trigger teddies. Skip past that and you add Mama Bear in. Boys, we're done. Barely Buried. Everybody's looking at Mascot Mayhem. Barely Buried is the real enemy now. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. So this is the transition in my personal opinion. See, this teaser right here on your screen with Malak, Mama Bear, Trigger Teddy. This one right here is what I've seen as an introduction to the level. This is where the first zone is going to start from that point onwards. Then you'll get introduced to Mama Bear and Trigger Teddy. Then this teaser from Teaser 01 will happen. You will go around, collect soul shards, see Mama Bear there. She will chase you around. Then once you're done with that zone, Zone 01, that thing will crumble. You're done. Then you will enter here through this area. You can see this pathway leading us into this area, and this section right here, how it is inviting us like dragons in dungeons. You can also find this in Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice as well. You can also find this in Resident Evil Village, so I can see where his inspirations are coming from. Okay, Vince. But I have to make sure that I tackle all the areas, so I'm gonna go back on the same theory, make another one. Y'all remember in the Barely Buried reveal trailer, yes, Barely Buried reveal trailer, we saw when the camera pans towards the backside, there was what seemed to be a cave entry which was blocked. So that could be the transition zone. That could be from Zone 1 to Zone 2, which would mean, ladies and gentlemen, that this right here, what you're seeing, is actually Zone 1, and what you saw in Teaser 01 was actually Zone 2. Now that would make a lot of sense, knowing that Mama Bear is the one chasing us in that area, Zone 2. Actually, now that I think about it, okay. So I present to you both the cases, whatever you want to pick it. One thing is for certain, that the forest is gonna be the transition / introduction. It won't be a zone itself. Do let me know. A question for you guys. Did Vince ever reveal the number of zones in Barely Buried? There are 2 zones in Torment Therapy. We know there are 3 zones in Mascot Mayhem. How many zones are there in Barely Buried? Okay, now we enter a little bit more interesting part. See, that one was just jaw-dropping. This one right here is more lore related. So if you pause it at the right moment, you can actually find below there, and you can only see this in the brightened version, the benches and chairs down there on the ground. This actually connects with Teaser 01 that we saw, which means, number one, yes, whilst there are these giant buildings of Joy Joy Land, there is also abandoned construction buildings as well. I've actually made an entire video of where Joy Joy Land was inspired from. You can actually watch that video, but it is actually really cool to get confirmation that that is actually being left in the game. So that is actually really cool. You know, you have those built areas, but seeing this, an undeveloped, unfinished, I like this. If you go to the Disneylands, you can actually find these buildings on left and right, these small houses. I never like them. They're so disturbing. Ladies and gentlemen, what are they doing? They seem so out of place. That's the whole point. I know, but they're creepy. Like, the idea of it just being there, like, why are they so polished? Why are they so clean in a world where everything is dirty and nasty? Let's move on. And finally, this is the talking point. Everybody and their mama has been talking about this, which makes sense because we just talked about Mama Bear. But let me confirm this because I've seen it multiple times, frame by frame. This, ladies and gentlemen, is actually the kitchen area. So let me pull up this one right here, the kitchen teaser a long time ago. Yeah, remember that? This one right here on your screens right now as we speak. This is a whole giant area, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the lights up there. If you go back to teaser row 2, you'll see the lights flickering. That's number 1. If you look at down there, you can see boiling water, hot stuff down there on the ground. You'll see exactly that. If you look at the walking pathway that you're walking on, it matches perfectly with that. And even more so, this, ladies and gentlemen, if you stop at the right moment, you'll find on the right side there's a timer. We'll get to the timer in just a second, but if you look at right dead in the middle, you'll actually find that there are more of these giant poles. I'm just calling them poles. It might not be the exact same one, but this whole area, there are more of this in this area, this zone right here. So this confirms that this is indeed zone 3, the kitchen area. And if you look to your left, this is what you will find here. Go back to the Joy Joy Gang teaser, kitchen teaser. Look at to your right. You can see there are other areas like this one, like we saw in the teaser 02. You can see more areas, which means more poles like this one, more areas to explore like this one. So this zone is massive. No wonder Joy Joy Gang and Joy Joy Land is huge because of the abnormal structure from the outside, an immense structure from the inside. Ugh. And finally, you can see on your right side there's a timer. Yes, I've seen it. It was not that hidden, but it's a shame that he had to lower the quality because he don't want anyone to get spoiled. It is a shame, honestly, because this would look insane in 1080, 60 frames per second. Give me that. So this is confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. This is the escape sequence. Everything is about to go down, and it makes sense for this one to start the escape sequence because it is boiling. Everything is about to crumble, and this also means that we will have around 4 to 5 minutes to escape, and one of the reasons for that is we have to trace our steps all the way from zone 3 to zone 2 to zone 1 to outside, and then escape. So you'll have more enemies and threats as well as Malak. So Malak is going to be like, okay, if I can't catch you, might as well throw in. So you got Lucky, Pig, Queen, and then you got their clones, and things are going down, crumbling. I bet there will be paths that will be wrong if you go through them. If you go through wrong path, you'll die. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That would do it for this one. But y'all really thought I'm gonna leave you and not talk about that final laugh? What was that? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. So, what happened there? In my reaction video, I said that they're bullying your boy Dughouse. But I believe there's another thing going on. They are bullying, don't get me wrong, they are bullying. But I also believe that it is one of many cutscenes that is happening in Chapter 4. And this might have something to do with this teaser right here. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 things. Number 1, this could be an introduction to Joy Joy Gang where they introduce themselves and they laugh at us basically for thinking that we will be okay and we can make it. Or this could be much later in the level and we get near them and they appear out of nowhere and they laugh at us and they be like, you really think you can actually escape? So this could be either the introduction, the mid part, or the escape sequence where they guard the door and be like, you dumb Hauser, Yes, you dumb Hauser. You call us Dum Dum Gang? You're dumb Hauser. So yeah, it really hurts, not gonna lie to you. Them laughing at me, it hurts, alright? But that would do it. Let's not drag this out. I have so much to say after this teaser. So what we're gonna do tomorrow, we're gonna get teaser 1. We're gonna get no context screenshots, and we're gonna get teaser 2. We're gonna combine all of this, and I'm gonna make a theory of what sequence of events that will happen, that will occur. Make sure you are subscribed, notifications on. Also, we are having great conversation in my Discord server, link in the description, as well as on Twitter and Insta, @SmackNPie. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and peace.